Live from Las Vegas, the entertainment, music, and sports capital of the world, it's the JJ and Johnny Show.
And hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm JJ Snyder. You're watching the JJ and Johnny Show. And Johnny just walked in. We are live in Las Vegas. Thank you for joining us for this live stream. We love you guys on YouTube, whether you're watching from Johnny's channel or you're watching on the brand new The JJ and Johnny Show. We're just glad you're here, and we want to hear from you. Literally, we are here to bring you into this show. We're also here to bring Cass into this show. Oh, and look who arrived. It's John DiDomenico. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show, buddy.
Hi.
Wow.
You look lovely in your blue.
Thank you. You look great in blue and maroon. Is that maroon?
That's maroon.
Ow!
With purple accents.
Ow! You're gonna,
Ow!
yeah.
Let me hide the line
we're including you in this show. We're also including producer Cass because today's the first live stream where Cass has a working microphone. Hey, Cass, say hello to the people.
Everybody. How's it going? We are live from the Skill Money Games studio.
Yes, we
are. Love Skill Money.
Love the
our
Skill Money
set.
games. Whether you like golf or you like bowling, Skill Money makes a game out of it where you can bet against each other. Super cool company. Check them out. We appreciate them hosting our studio here. Cass, it's good to hear your voice.
I'm glad to be here.
So great to be here. You know, I didn't realize it was a train that was going to leave the station without me.
It's a live stream. You know what I'm saying?
It's the JJ and Johnny Show, not the JJ Show. I have to be on set for the show to start.
That's right. I just turned it into the JJ Show. If you don't show up, dude, it's the JJ Show. But this is perfect because this is literally, we did not plan that. This is the delayed episode because we're actually delayed a day.
Delayed a day, yeah.
Tell them why, John.
Well, first off, I just want to say we released a new Trump video this morning. So if you want to go back and see that, it's very funny. It's about
That's
pickleball.
the first thing you have to say is Trump?
Yes, because
He's
just
got to
so
plug
people,
his videos.
Because we're on top of each other. We just released this big pickleball video. So go back, watch that.
Did your pickleball skills improve filming that movie?
It actually did. It was actually good.
It's
and we have a
fun,
part
isn't
two
it?
coming up. It's a very fun game. It's amazing how it's sweeping the country. There's a big Guy Fieri, one of the other characters.
Guy Fieri.
Love piece of taco grease. His son just had a pickleball themed engagement party. Literally.
Wow.
I just got this on my phone, which I thought was
so. You know, I was walking around the park here where we have a bunch of new pickleball courts.
Yeah.
I think there's like 19 courts.
Right.
And I'm there at 9 at night, and it's 100 degrees, and the courts are full
and they're
here
packed.
in Las Vegas.
It is
Packed.
sweeping the nation.
Packed. But I thought it's so like it's at its maximum popularity right now.
I would say
Like,
so. Everywhere, everything's
Is it going to be this big in 10 years? I'd love it if it was because I love the game. It's super fun.
In my lifetime, I've never seen something come on the scene. You know, tennis has been around for 150 years. Golf has been around for 150 years. All these games that we know about and play that we're able to play are, have been around for a long time. This is a new sport. It mixes a bunch of elements from, paddleball
It's like
and
small
tennis.
court tennis.
Small court tennis. It's a little different. So it's great. But the reason we're delayed was I was delayed. I had shows in Atlantic City, and I was going to fly back Sunday night, and that I got to the airport around 3, 4 o'clock. It was a 6 o'clock flight, and then the flight was delayed, and I just checked this, delayed 8 times that evening. We had 4 terminal changes. So we went from C terminal to A terminal to B terminal, back to A terminal, and finally C terminal. This is 175 people moving.
I have questions. Okay.
Yeah.
I've been there. Never quite to this extent. So I think you get special little wings.
Yeah.
With
Wings would be nice.
little crying wings. Like you suffered through this. What did they tell you each time they delayed it? What was it mechanical?
It was
it
weather.
The crew?
It was
It
weather.
was weather. Okay.
And what I want to say is I'm not going to mention the airline.
Oh, please do. What
I'm
does it
not going to
start with?
mention the airline.
Oh, wow.
I'm going to give the...
I bet you there's something in that photo that indicates the airline.
I'll give the initials of the airline to make it easier. American Airlines. All right, I don't want to give it away. So no one's happy on that flight. A bunch of flights were canceled. But what happened was we finally got on the plane around 1 o'clock in the morning. We were supposed to take off 7 hours before. We're on the plane. We push back. If anybody's a regular flyer.
So you're thinking, I'm now doing a night flight from the East Coast back to Vegas.
Yeah.
I'm going to get in the middle of the night, but I don't care.
I
Just
don't care.
get me back.
Get me home. Get me
Okay.
home. But conversely, at that same time, since I do travel a great deal, I'm thinking, this crew's going to expire. This crew's going to expire.
The crew. Oh, they only have a certain amount of hours
By
they
law.
can work. Yeah. It's like
And
union, right?
We sat there for an hour. We pushed back, sat there for an hour, and then the pilot came on and said, "I've been in contact with the pilots union, and the flight attendants have been in contact with the flight
You
attendants
sat
union."
on the plane for an hour at 1:30 in the morning?
Yeah. And then they said, we're going to pull back in. This crew's going to expire. We'll try to get another crew at 1:30 in the morning.
Can you reenact the group moan in the cabin?
Oh, it was a lot of cursing. A lot of people were saying you had children, you had big TV stars like me there, and
In first class, of course.
they have a special first class section in the 24th row.
Oh,
So,
wow.
just for
American does that?
celebrities like me.
Cool.
So we were told it was recommended to leave the plane. They didn't tell us to get off the plane. They recommended we get off the plane.
Wow.
And as we're coming off, everyone said to
Yeah.
the flight attendant, "Is there going to be somebody there?" Oh yeah, somebody from American Airlines will be there. We get off the plane. They pull the door shut, and there's nobody there. And no one ever showed up
the
from
silent
American
treatment.
Airlines. Yeah. Somebody from Philadelphia Airport in operations came down and said, "Look, this flight is still active. They didn't cancel the flight, so that you could be on this flight at 8 a.m. or 9 a.m.
Oh, no.
10
So, in
a.m..
other words, you need to stay here because this is your flight.
Right.
This
and
is what we're
and
offering
people
you.
were, and
Yeah.
and the problem was why he was saying this, the flight canceled. So now everyone's like, "How do I get my luggage off that plane?" And he said, "You can't.
Oh, my gosh.
The earliest you would be able to do this is maybe around
I got to be
8 a.m.
honest. This makes me just not want to fly.
Oh,
Not
it was
wanna fly.
the worst. So then that moment they canceled the flight, I opened my MacBook and got right. I didn't use the app. Everyone's like, use the app. Piece of advice I can give you is
travel tip.
get on a desktop.
Yep.
There's more options. There were flights out. They were pretty much oversold, and the ones that weren't were $2,000 and $3,000, and that's not a joke. That is a domestic flight from Philadelphia to Las Vegas. So I went with the first flight that was open, which was the same exact flight, 6:41 on Monday night. So I spent the night
Can we
in the
see that
airport.
picture again, Cass? This was taken. Sorry, when
This
you were.
was it. This
yeah,
was the final
yeah.
leg home.
This was
is
the
when I
final
got
leg.
home.
Yeah.
And pretty much everybody
You
was.
you slept where?
I slept on the floor of the Philadelphia airport, and there's really no sleeping involved because there's this flight 27 from Berlin, Germany has just come in. Beep, 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 beep. It never stops.
I've been there. I am not too proud to, when it comes to a certain point, to just lay down. Did you bundle up a sweatshirt or
I
something?
did everything I could, but I sleep with a CPAP, which I could not access or set up, and so I tried as much as
That
I
just
could.
got complicated.
Yeah, and another thing, Centurion Lounge. I'm a platinum. I'm not bragging. I'm a platinum member of American Express, which gives you a lot of benefits since I travel. The Centurion Lounge is amazing. They open at 5 a.m. They usually close at 9 at night. And if this situation happened years ago, you could be there the entire time.
Well, wait, isn't that what they're there for?
They changed the rules. You can only get in 3 hours before your flight. And that's,
Did you give them the story?
Oh, they didn't want to hear it. They said, we have rules. You cannot come in until 3 hours before. And
wow.
I said, it's 5 in the morning. I said, I would just like a cup of coffee, something to eat. I am a member. I'm a platinum. They said,
I belong here.
yeah. And they said, we can't allow to make,
I
we can't
pay
make
to be
any
here.
exceptions. So I thought, you know what? They have minute suites here.
And he got a cold.
And I got a cold.
Thank you, American.
And there's minute suites, which you may know of. They're places you can crash. And you can buy as much time as you
Yeah,
like.
so I haven't done that yet. Have you guys done that? So is it like a little lounge area? Like, hey,
It's a little
come into
room. It's a little
minute
bed.
suites,
It's
and you put
wall
your
to
credit
wall.
card in?
No. There's someone operating it, but
Okay.
that was sold out until 12 noon.
This just gets worse
There's
and
only
worse.
five. There's only 5 rooms. They're not even pods.
Did it occur to you? I'm really good at like I always think of every possible scenario,
I
which I know
called-
you
I
did
called
too.
10
Did you
different-
think of like Ubering to a different airport or taking a train? I don't
No,
know. Just
there were no options. Only
was just
because
bad.
it was just bad. But once I had rebooked my flight, I thought I'm going to check out a hotel, and I know the Philadelphia airport. I am from the Philadelphia area, and I've literally
Yeah.
stayed at most of those because of delays. And so now it's 4 a.m, right? All the hotels were sold out because there were over 30 cancellations just from American. So I kept calling and and I went deeper into Philadelphia, and those were sold out. And the ones who weren't said, "Yeah, we're not going to take you. We're not going to take you. You won't even get here until 5 a.m. You'll have to be out of the room by 10, 11." So it's really not. We have a policy.
oh wow, this is.
So that's
I'm
when I
so
ended up
sorry.
on the floor, and then when I went to Minute Suites at 5 a.m. after I tried to get into the Century Lounge, they said they were sold out until 12 noon. I said, "Should I reserve now?" She goes, "Oh yeah, definitely reserve." So I reserved right then for a 12 o'clock spot. So I got a 1 hour sleep. 1 hour sleep. And this is why I sound so congested.
I think we can all give John a collective. Oh.
And if you go
right?
back, can you put that photo
So
back
bad.
up?
I'm so sorry. Yeah, show
All
us
right,
the photo
so-
one more
Well,
time.
the photo's important.
You got
only
this great
because
photo. By the way, I requested
that's a
that
brand
photo.
new. Thank you. That's a brand new Phillies hat.
Yeah.
And the reason I bought that for myself, it was a treat to myself for going through this whole ordeal. I needed
Yeah.
and Cass knows I need a new hat like I need a hole in my head.
He has so many hats, but they're all like deteriorating.
Because I sweat through them. You know what I mean?
You got a lot of baseball caps or all kinds of hats?
have-
Because I know you in a lot
Well,
of hats too.
every couple of years ago, I did, well before COVID, but I was really getting into baseball. And I said, you know what? I travel all the time. I'm in all the major cities. Any city that there's a game, I'm going to catch a game. And my only rule is I'm going to buy that hat at the stadium.
Oh, that is
So
super
I was,
cool.
yeah. So in that
Yeah,
year,
that
I went
is
to
super cool.
Fenway. I went to Wrigley. I was obviously Citizens
Wow.
Bank, which is Philadelphia. I hit all the major ones.
Yeah.
I hit the Met, and in a 3-year period, I hit Shea Stadium right before they tore it down, and the new Citi Field, which is where the Mets play.
That's amazing. I like a good baseball cap.
Yeah, they're great.
I love it. I like a really bright colored baseball cap. I love a trucker hat. I'm a West Coast girl.
Yeah.
So we have to talk about this because you grew up on the East Coast.
Yeah.
And the thing about the East Coast baseball caps, and confirm if I'm right here in the comments, please. They're kind of smaller. A lot of times they kind of fold down right here. They're like a smaller cap.
Yeah,
and like
yeah,
the
they're
trucker
more.
caps just kind of stand up and are a little more like
But
in
they
your
do
face.
have those ones now. They call them the flat.
Yeah.
What do they call them? The flat back or something?
It's not a flat brim. That's something else.
That's something else. But
A
all
flat
the base.
back?
Yeah, the
Oh
flat.
yeah, the flat back in the front. Yeah, I like the bigger hat. I like a bigger baseball
that's
cap.
so funny.
Yeah, but I
That's
got a
so
big head,
funny.
like you.
Right.
So
Big noggin.
that's why
Yeah,
we
so
call it
that was the little treat
JJ
to
and
myself.
Johnny, the Big Head Show.
Yeah, and also just so you know, on Monday, a Big Head Show, but that flight out the following night was delayed 5 times. And we almost had a gate change, but we made it out.
listen.
Oh, we did have a gate change. We did have a gate change. We went, yeah.
My worst travel story, and please share your travel stories in the comments. My worst travel story was a 24-hour delay going to Hawaii last year. And what was so frustrating for me,
Could've
aside
swam
from the
there
fact
that fast.
that I was it just gets exhausting.
It also triggers like
tiring.
you had something happening when you got there, and the next thing, and the next thing, or your
It puts you in a crappy mood.
yeah, and your hotel
And
room's given away.
You're mad at the airport. You're mad. I never get mad at the staff because most of the time they're bending over backwards to like make everyone happy and understand. But what really was disturbing to me, and I'm not going to say what airline I was on. It is the same name as the islands that I visited, but they were not good communicators. So so here's the thing: the flight's delayed, and it's delayed 45 minutes, and you haven't started boarding. Where's the customer service, man? Customer service. We're getting a lot better at doing this. Put this in AI. You need a human being to come out and say, folks, I know we have not boarded. We were supposed to board 45 minutes ago. Let me tell you right now, we have no idea what's going on or whatever piece of information.
I have to
it's
say,
the communication.
This is my main issue. American Airlines was defiant in not giving us any information.
Yeah.
Literally defiant.
You know why?
They wouldn't tell us anything.
There must be a reason. It must have backfired on them before.
Right.
Like for some
I would
reason
assume it's illegal. I'm assuming it's almost like a legal
some kind of
thing.
legal thing.
Now, here's the other update for all of you would-be travelers.
What?
This whole thing, anytime it is weather-related, and I have this from American, they don't cover your hotel room. Food vouchers are gone. You're on your own. I got a message from someone at American yesterday that said, don't expect any kind of a refund. I was going to put Cass on that, by the way. Get my money back.
Get my money back. Well, I did. I got a $500 credit voucher from Hawaiian.
Hawaiian Airlines. Well, that's pretty much it. Fly there. I mean,
but it made me really like when I travel right now, and I don't know if it's right now or this is just like something we all say that's going around. I will say though that we pride ourselves though on the efficiency. We have such high volume at our airport here in Las Vegas.
Insane.
That we do pretty well when it comes to delays and getting people out and everything. I even had someone visiting this week, and they were like, It's like 108. I don't think I'm going to be able to get out. And I'm like, 108's nothing. We got that.
Yeah.
We can do that.
I think it gets bad at like 117.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something
And
about the air
here's what's
pressure.
really, and I don't know if I think you and I have spoken about this, but not on air. So the #1 tourist destination in the United States, it kind of goes between New York City, and
Times
Las
Square,
Vegas. Yeah.
and Las Vegas.
So pretty much it always ends up being New York. But here's what's interesting. We do
Big
almost we do almost the same amount of tourists bodies here in Las Vegas. In the New York area, it's 8 to 12 million people. We handle that insane number of tourists coming in with 2.5 million people. And that's why pretty much everybody in this town is some way either dedicated to
Somehow connected.
travel. Yeah, all. It's a very small
Hospitality.
community.
Yeah, where? But I'd rather go to New York here.
Yeah, I've gotten to the point where traveling has become such a nightmare. But when I need my fix, I go to New York. Unbelievably. That little Italian, little Italy, when you walk around.
Yeah.
I love that. I love
Me
that.
too. I do too. It's very dreamy. You know what else was dreamy? When Cass and I were on the top of the Strat last
what?
week. Well, we went to Terry Fator's.
Because I wasn't here?
Yes. So Terry Fator, the ventriloquist, who you know was a big winner on America's Got Talent, or maybe you don't know, forgive me, but Terry Fator is like a mainstay here in Las Vegas because he's been doing the show since, I believe it's been since 2010 when he arrived here. He got a big deal because he just come off America's Got Talent.
Largest deal ever.
Well, he is something else, let me tell you. He's there with Winston the Turtle, one of his most notable friends.
Right.
Puppets. He's an impersonating turtle, as a matter of fact, which is very interesting.
Terry Fator's amazing. Impressionist, comedian, everything. A puppeteer, to be able to do what he does, he's very, very talented.
I'm sure you have special appreciation for him, too, with your voice and your impressions. And he's so phenomenal like you. He works so much. He's been consistently on stage. You got to think he was great when he won America's Got Talent because he won. But then he's consistently been on stage, 4, 5, 6 nights a week?
For a decade.
For 14 years.
For a decade and 4 years.
It's so amazing what this guy can do in terms of even using like 19 puppets, delivering 19 different impressions with those 19 puppets within one song. Like he can sing opera out his mouth and you can't see his mouth moving while operating a puppet. It's just like, it's seamless. Like he's
amazing.
He's a phenomenon.
And as somebody who had, who had a speech impediment, spent 8 years in speech therapy, he's taken, his skill set as, when you're an impressionist, it's one thing. He takes that and with limited vocal production, what he has to do to still accomplish the voice and then get it out through basically clenched teeth. Is incredible.
It kind of looks like this. If you look at any video of him, and like he must have his mouth insured.
Yeah, he's
what is
working
going on
he's
inside
in there
that mouth?
working very closely.
He can sing in a female operatic voice. How is that possible?
Yeah.
Like, it's phenomenal. You're going to go see him tonight.
I'm seeing
As a
him
matter of
this
fact.
evening.
Very
Yeah.
exciting.
Yeah,
So,
Michelle and I go.
Terry Fator, definitely a family-friendly show.
Fator at 5 at the Strat.
Fator at 5 at the Strat. Cass and I had the best time because they actually held the red carpet up in the top of the Strat. So
That's some
one of
view.
the tallest structures. We had an amazing view. We did the whole 360 walk around, didn't we? What were your thoughts, Cass?
It was my first time up there. It was so cool to see the Strip from the other side because I'm usually viewing it from the south side.
Like
That's
the
where I
Mandalay Bay
live.
side.
Yeah, exactly. That's where I see it from, like South Point. I see
It
that
really
side,
looks
so it was
different. You're
gorgeous.
so high at the Stratosphere, so high.
Really
that it
high.
like compacts it's weird. It compacts the city, but it's such an incredible view. And if I'm correct, because unless there was a new building in San Francisco, that's the tallest building west of the Mississippi.
Oh, I have to look
Strat.
that up.
And on top
No
of that,
kidding.
you're in the Strat. You're up so high, but on top is a roller coaster.
Oh no,
Going
Cass and I
around.
went right up to the rides. We went right up to the rides, and we confirmed we would never ever go on them. It was there. I mean, if you are an adrenaline junkie, you have to go to the top of the Strat when you come to Las Vegas.
So they have the roller coaster, which
Yep.
goes around.
Yep,
And
I
then,
could do that.
No, you can't. You can't because the roller coaster then dips over the edge like this. Here's the top.
They
Goes
just
like
hang
this and then retracts. So the people in the very front are how many stories up? 100? It's insane.
And that it's that spider arm thing though that goes like this. Watch. Here's the Strat, and then you go spider arm, and then you go over here and you go dangle, dangle, dangle.
I can't. I really I have anxiety.
Can't.
I got to fact check you guys. The tallest building west of the Mississippi is actually the Wilshire Grand Tower in Los Angeles.
Really? That doesn't seem that.
Okay. Oh, LA, whatever.
Yeah.
Thank you for
Terrible place. Terrible place. Terrible people. But and then also the other thing on the top that just kind of goes up and down the spire.
that. What's that, John?
That doesn't look good, does it? I probably shouldn't be doing this on
Are
live.
we talking about the Strat right now?
Yes, that's what I call it, the Strat, yes. Yeah, the Strat. The Strat. You know, on the very top of the Strat is that thing like boing and shoots up. Boy, that's bad too. I'm really like firing on all cylinders here.
Anyway,
The innuendo factory.
I was on the top of the Strat with Cass, and we talked to Terry Fator, and we have an interview. Would you like to
I'd
see
love
it?
to see it. Yeah.
Okay.
And I won't talk because my mic's on.
All right.
Yeah,
Cass,
you guys can talk over it. Just I have it turned down a little bit, so if
whenever
you guys
you're
want to
ready.
comment
Well,
on it.
yeah, no, let the sound go because Terry's going to tell us some things about his new show.
Playing it now.
Thank you.
You were laughing a lot during that interview.
Well, so the funny thing about the interview is if you go back and you look at the very top of that interview, this is what I did. Because it's so, like I said, seamless, the relationship between him and the puppet, that for a normal person, you feel like the puppet is alive.
Yeah, it seemed like you were having a relationship with the puppet. Winston the Turtle? Do you know what I mean? It's like you're having a totally...
I'm still recovering from the Strat. I'm sorry.
The Strat?
Okay, so, no, I was. So here's what I did, John. I will go back and show you this video. I was like, hey, I'm here. Would you guys like to meet Terry Fator? He's like, yeah, great to see you. The first part of the interview with the mic up to the turtle.
Yeah.
Because I felt in my mind like the voice was coming out of the turtle. Watch this. See? I'm interviewing the turtle.
Yeah, you really are. You're
because I mean, so here's my point. You can stop it, Kath.
So he's throwing his voice to the turtle, or is it? Can you hear it here?
I don't even know. But what has happened is someone is so brilliant at their skill and their art, and they've practiced it so much that what they're achieving is just like beyond what my mind can understand.
Right.
It's like a great magician. We had illusionist Jen Kramer here on the show. You know, she is she did this card magic right in front of us, and we have no idea how she did it.
Yeah.
Same with Terry Fator to me. So it's a great show. It's at the Strat. If you haven't seen it, definitely go. It's not just a kid show for sure. They say family friendly. That means, for instance, I brought my mom because I know that when my mom comes to town, she doesn't want to see anyone dropping a bunch of F-bombs or, you know, whatever.
That's certainly not
It's kind
show.
of like a please anybody.
Right. And you know, you made a great point. Jen Kramer, Terry Fator, everybody here is the best of the best. We know a lot of magicians here in town. They're all incredibly talented. They've all practiced so much. You know, Terry Fator has decades of performing experience and perfecting not only these impressions, but his ability to throw his voice. And for you to actually be interviewing Winston as opposed to him, which just shows you his skill level. And that's the beauty of Las Vegas. We have so many different entertainers here, but the ones that are here are the best of the best because they couldn't survive otherwise.
Not only that, but there's a magic too. You know that whole theory about practicing 10,000 hours of your craft. There you go. People who come here who do 6, 7, 8 shows a week, just the repetition itself makes excellence.
Right.
You know, out of
it becomes almost
folks.
like a cellular kind of thing.
Hey, is this a good time to play Vegas Fact or Fiction?
Yes.
All right, it's time for our favorite game.
We don't know these questions, so she doesn't know mine. I don't know hers.
You mean you don't know the answer?
I don't know the answer. No. Well, I don't know the question either.
But we are competing, so here, get ready for Vegas Fact or Fiction. You want me to go first this time? Okay. We want you guys to play along with us right now. This is interesting because this month, the iconic Mirage volcano is going to come down. I know.
The whole thing's
Take a minute.
Rest in peace.
Yes.
The Love Show is going to go. The big fish tank behind registration.
Don't take me down a sad road. Get back on the road of
a lot
Vegas
of happy
Fact or
memories.
Fiction.
I've seen Love 5 or 6 times. How many times have you seen it? How many times have you seen it?
Yes, we want to know.
To our
now,
watchers.
seeing Beatles Love, I didn't understand if you take away a Cirque du Soleil show, why that show? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to think. It could pop up again somewhere else.
Yeah.
But
And if you don't know, Beatles were a struggling band who really didn't get anywhere until the Cirque show came out, and then they became very famous.
you know what's funny? I had Beatles and Elvis posters in my bedroom as a kid. Like I loved old music. As a kid.
Really?
So,
Old
yeah.
music. That's what I grew up with was the Beatles. But you know what's amazing? Ringo is back, 2 weeks ago?
Ringo rocks. I got to interview Ringo.
Ringo is here to say thank you for the incredible run and keeping.
Love him.
People are certainly listening to the Beatles, but this show keeps this memory alive, keeps the history of the Beatles alive. It's a beautiful show.
Ringo is a musician's musician, is how I like to say him, because he always brings a group of people. He loves to play with other musicians.
He does,
You know, almost
his
like what we
tour-
said about Bruno Mars, right?
Yeah, his
Bruno
tour.
Mars, it's not just about like, hey, it's all about me. It's about me and my other people
Right.
who are here with me.
Right.
And we're playing together.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, it's kind of, you know what it reminds me of? Reminds me of the the Christopher Guest movies, Best of Show, all those films.
The
Waiting for Guffman.
ensemble.
Yeah,
The ensemble.
He brings an ensemble of
Bring it
really
back.
great improv people together.
Yep.
They structure this thing and then they shoot it, and you can tell they're having such a blast doing it. Just like Ringo's show, just like a Bruno Mars show. They're having fun and doing an amazing job for the audience.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. Can I go on with my question?
Yeah, sure. I'm delaying it.
Are you crying because of Beatles love? Okay. This
My
month,
nose is crying.
So we are going to watch the Mirage volcano come down on the Strip, and it's hard. It's hard when all these iconic landmarks, you drive out, you're used to seeing it, you're attached to it emotionally. I remember filming a stand-up there when I was at Channel 13, and it was a windy day, and my tripod started to tip over, and I caught it mid-blow.
Nothing like the company camera
Yes.
hitting the ground.
But I caught it. It was a windy day. Anyway, we have memories. We're attached to things. However, the Hard Rock is building a giant guitar-shaped hotel in its place. However, before it was the Mirage, started by Steve Wynn, it was home originally to a famous Vegas bar that actually was established in the 1930s and had a long run as a legal gambling joint in addition to a famous local bar on that very land. What was the name of the bar? Does anyone know? Oh, I've stumped him.
It wasn't like the bunkhouse or something like that, right? I knew it. It was the bunkhouse. I got it. First guess.
That's not it. You keep having these.
Oh my God. I need sleep.
You keep having these references that are really sexual.
The bunkhouse. The rest of the bar. I didn't say the whorehouse.
It is not the bunkhouse.
Okay.
It is not the bunkhouse. It was
I don't know. Please tell me.
Well, a lot of Las Vegas locals will know this. It was actually home to a bar called the Red Rooster. The Red Rooster. What?
I'll tell you after the
That
show.
was.
Tell you after the show.
Did something happen to you at the Red Rooster?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Tell them.
No. It's not suitable for midday discussions. Even though we're a morning show at noon.
By the way, you're watching the JJ and Johnny show. Las Vegas'
Coming to you live.
favorite morning show at noon. It was called the Red Rooster. And it was a bar.
Okay.
And it was on that land.
Was it tiny?
It was tiny. And it was kind of Spanish mission style.
Oh.
And then it was sold to a famous, about 17 years later, it was sold to a famous silent movie actress who purchased it, and I think then branded it with her own name and ran it as an inn and lived on that property. And you can look back and see photos when it was like,
I'm gonna look this up.
yeah, just kind of a one-story neighborhood. So that was my Vegas fact and fiction. Stump Johnny today.
All right.
What's yours, buddy?
Well, mine's 4th of July related.
Oh.
How long continuously have fireworks been happening in Las Vegas as an official thing where people were coming out to see them? When did that start?
I know exactly. We need music right here. Well, I remember when I was dating Bill, and we used to always come. We'd either stay at Mandalay Bay or Bellagio. So this is like 2006, 2007, when I was first dating my husband. And we would have these great weekends in Vegas. And we came during the 4th of July, and we spent the whole time trying to figure out where the fireworks were because we weren't prepared.
Right.
So I'm going to guess they were probably downtown that night, but we never really found where the fireworks, happened. So I don't know. I'm going to say the city of Las Vegas, official?
Yeah.
I think it's more recent because I'm going to go with 2010.
Okay. It was 1910.
What?
Yeah. 1910. I looked it up on the Google, and it never lies.
Well, the whole town started in 1905.
Right.
So 5 years later.
5 years later.
I see like one guy
Well, it
with
was a firecracker,
with two,
but it was
two
and a Roman
rubbing
candle.
two sticks together.
Right, right. And that's what it said
Down
when
on
I looked
Fremont.
it up. That's
Okay. No,
I
hey.
could be wrong.
Hey.
I probably am.
Google doesn't lie.
Yeah, because I said,
Good stuff.
when did fireworks start officially in
Yeah.
Las Vegas? And it said 1910.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
I'm
there's
sure I'm
something you
being
didn't
fact
know.
checked right now.
So looking at the message boards here, and
From the UK, love the UK.
Yep, absolutely. Heidi on Los. Oh, join the show from the UK. Well, cheerio, my
Yeah,
friend.
we have a lot of Brits here.
I'll have you know that I drink hot tea even in 110-degree heat here in Las Vegas. I don't know what that is in Celsius, so I can't help you.
You don't switch to iced tea?
Well, I drink a
Your
lot of
morning's
iced tea.
hot tea.
No,
Your
no,
morning-
I also no coffee, but I also will drink hot tea. If you drink hot tea in the heat, then you actually kind of like get
Helps
really
your
hot.
body. Oh, yeah.
It's like a
Do you
boiling
drink
pot.
PJ tips?
Yeah, I like PJ
yeah,
tips.
I love that. Thing.
That's kind
the
of
number one
Isn't
tea.
that the OG
That's
in
the number one
London?
tea in England.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was taught that. I was taught that by a British person, actually.
Yeah.
A real.
Has kind of a
authentic
sweet
British person.
flavor to it.
A little bit. We should do a tea tasting. I'm
should
just
do a tea
saying.
tasting. I'll do that.
Speaking of tea, this Friday I'm going to see Potted Potter, the
Oh.
Harry Potter experience. And
I was literally talking about Harry Potter last night.
no kidding.
Yeah.
So that show's coming up on an anniversary.
How
here.
long's that been here?
I believe it's been here 6 or 7 years.
You just sounded like, what's his name? Martin Short's character?
You know why?
Jiminy Glick? Oh, yeah. Oh.
Wait a minute. That's I have been watching Jiminy Glick for like 3 days.
Oh, on
Just on
Kimmel?
on YouTube and stuff.
Oh.
Well, and Bill Maher had him on. Yeah.
Yes, Bill Maher
Yes.
had him on, and he
Yeah.
was on interviewing Steve Martin because Martin Short is hosting Jiminy Kimmel
Is Martin Short hosting Jimmy Kimmel
this week. Yeah, Jimmy Kimmel is on vacation until September, and
Jimmy
he's-
Kimmel, a native Las Vegan, went to Clark High School. Used to go down to Fremont and do interviews with people on the street with the video
he
camera
did.
from his drama teacher. Yeah.
That's so
anyway.
funny. That's a good.
So I'm literally absorbing that character then because I've been watching him nonstop.
Why would you do that? Now,
I like his laugh.
you've done a lot of movies. I haven't seen any of them.
Yes, I'm not really interested in your career. Oh my gosh, if you guys don't know what we're talking about, just look up Martin Short,
Martin Short, Jiminy Glick.
Jiminy Glick.
Jiminy.
It's hilarious. Cass, anything else you'd like to say before we go?
Have you been drinking lunchtime cocktails?
Yes.
I'm stuffy because of a head cold. So
I hope-
it's
did
not
you
the
ta-
alcohol. All I need is one good night's sleep, and I'll be back.
Thank you for sharing your story.
Yeah.
I was going to share my trip to the Carpenter shows, but I think I'll save it for one of our next shows.
Well, because we've only just begun.
Exactly.
all those great
Wait, can we
titles.
let's just show the picture. I'll save the whole story, Cass. But so we have a Carpenters tribute show opened here in Vegas. By the way, the Jets are playing today. If you talk about 80s and 70s music
The Jets.
from the 80s.
Yeah. What was their hit? Oh, the Jets look totally different.
Okay, so no, these are this is the Carpenter
Yes,
tribute
it's
show that's over at the V Theater inside Planet Hollywood. That's Planet Hollywood in the background.
This is a brother and sister who married each other so they can be more authentic, like the Carpenters.
That's a joke, I'm sure. They were
Right?
they're lovely folks. It's a great
No,
show.
they're awesome.
If
I've
you-
actually worked with them. They're incredibly talented and very nice people.
If you like the, thank you, John. If you like the Carpenters, if you want to deep dive and go back in time, go see the Carpenters show, the Carpenters tribute show here in Las Vegas. Well, that about wraps it up for us. John, thanks for showing up today. You were a
Yes.
little late. We were a little delayed, and we apologize because we aim to please and we aim to be on time.
We aim to be on time. We want to pack this time when we're on with lots of fun and conversation and information and all those things
Really
that
quick-
you get from Las Vegas.
Before we go, just a little behind the scenes. If you see John looking down a lot, it's because he's actually looking at himself on the monitor. See, what it is
Oh my God.
kind of like when you do a Zoom call and you only look at yourself. there's a big monitor right below the camera. And so every once in a while, Johnny catches a view of him. Well, let's give
Who's
Johnny
that handsome guy?
give Johnny his own shot. Look at John's looking pretty handsome today, isn't he?
Yeah, and you'll never see this again. This just worked out because I slept in an airport.
What? Never see what again? Your whole
Beard.
face?
I'm not, my full beard.
I think it gives
I look
you
like Santa Claus.
Wait, can we chime in on this? This looks good. You should keep it.
Thank you. Michelle would love that.
It makes it. You look edgy.
I look edgy.
See, I begged Bill to get facial hair too. It itches you, huh?
No, not until it gets longer. It gets filled.
Oh, but you have to do impersonations.
I have to be
and
Trumpy tomorrow, so that's got to come off.
Good luck being Trump tomorrow.
Yeah. And Friday, come back to this channel and be, Trump on Friday for the press conference.
I know, unlike the actual Trump, you've probably been preparing for the debate.
Yes, I have, actually. We've been trying to figure out how to do a live thing where you're watching the debate and I'm in the lower corner.
Yeah, he's like reviewing his own debate.
I'm doing
in
fantastic.
real time.
Shut up, Joe. If we could,
You should definitely make that happen.
well, it's on network and it's very hard when you do a live feed. They can shut you down.
You have to be like
Got it.
approved to live stream the debate, so there's a good chance
Can
you
you
might not be
delay
able
it
to.
by just a little bit? I don't know. Wouldn't that
I
be
don't
fun, you
know.
guys?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Anyone who's a fan of John's,
Need a way to hack
when he
the
plays
system.
Trump. I got to tell you, I love your live streams. I could watch them endlessly. For me, it's almost like watching Jiminy Glick. It's just the improv is so brilliant. So I love what you're doing.
Does it break your brain researching Trump? It doesn't break his, so it doesn't break.
I tell you what, Bill, my husband's addicted to having the news on in our house 24/7. And I literally walk in the house and I'm like, please just turn that off. Like, I just can't listen to it all the time. But
Can't do
anyway.
it.
Your
Too tough.
facial hair looks distinguished.
Oh, I
Yes.
like that. Thank you,
Sue.
Sue.
Sue Beanie.
Thank you, Sue.
Sue, he should keep it. For reals. For realsy.
My orange Trump, my blonde Trump ring with this salt and pepper.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. This has been one of my favorite episodes.
This has been great. I love this. This is awesome. Thank you for tuning in. We really appreciate it. Remember to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know whenever we're doing something on the channel. And we're currently on both channels, so subscribe to both.
And please let us know where you're watching from. We're just super interested in what city you're in,
Yeah.
How your summer's going. Send us your terrible travel stories or positive travel stories.
Yeah,
because we're
they're
all about
good.
the positive.
Yeah, we're about the positive. Yeah, just let us know where you live, your street address, where you keep the valuables in your house,
Your
how we
Social
can come
Security
in.
number.
If you have like a window you don't lock, let us
And
know.
the routing number to your bank account.
Just the little things that help us. That'd be awesome.
Bye, guys. We'll see you
Bye,
next
everybody.
time. Thanks, Cass.
See
You're
you
the bomb.
soon.
See y'all later.
All right.